Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's Wednesday is doing well. Going well, rather. I know mine is. Mr. Mo Daddy, what's up, man? Love you too, buddy. Good to see you again, dude. Yep, moment of truth, man. See if get this thing to work. I got it to work earlier. I loaded into DFW, just did like a little test thing. Everything loaded into the FMC ahead of time, so you can still do the preload stuff and do like the flight plan from the main screen, and it'll still load in. But for whatever reason, the West Coast US apparently has some issues, and I had to basically go all the way into the Discord of the team that actually is developing this. I forget what their name is off the top of my head, but I had to go into their Discord to find out and do a little bit of digging because it's just I couldn't figure it out. Hopefully it works. So as you can see, we are flying EasyJet. We're starting off here in Dublin, Ireland. We're gonna make our way over to Liverpool, and then from Liverpool we're going to Edinburgh. So each of these flights is about 40 minutes each. They're pretty short flights. I just want to kind of showcase the plane a little bit, try to get used to it, because it's almost like learning how to, maybe not learning how to fly again, because systems wise it's obviously still the same, but just trying to get this sim figured out. That way we can be on it a little bit more. Hopefully if all goes well today, then we'll be good to go there. I really need to figure out a way to get some sort of wing view or something like that. I think people have done it already. The camera system in this is kind of meh. Because if you go to like an external camera, it doesn't give you really an option for like a wing view or anything like that. So hopefully everything works out well. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. Get everything configured here. Wait for the FPS to kind of restabilize here for a second. Because like if you go to like the external camera, there's just not any, like there's nothing, you know. I don't think you can go in the fuselage quite yet in this plane to where you get up on the windows and set up like a view that way. So we're kind of stuck using this in the drone, which reminds me I need to plug in my Xbox controller. And it does not let me looking outside. My GPU, that is. Alright, so we got that plugged in, just so that's ready to go. I'll go back inside here. So let's go ahead and get everything turned on here and just make sure everything is going to actually cooperate. So we'll get our batteries going here, wait for the lights to flip on. And then we'll just immediately go to external power. And I am going to go ahead and start the APU. Start that. Arm the exit lights. Auto on, and auto on that. Cruise supply comes on. Fuel pumps will stay off. And I think that is it for up top for now. The APU gets going pretty quick in this. Back to our main view here. FPS here is not that great. I don't know what's going on with this airport. I don't know if this is a custom airport or not. It is not very FPS friendly. I'm getting like right at 30 right now, which kind of sucks. But it's MFS, so what do you expect? Yeah, it does that sometimes. That's a bug. I don't know why the master warning goes off. Really don't have an explanation for it. So go to the FMC here. Let's see if it actually did what it was supposed to do. Perfect, so it did. So now we can just go align on ref for that, and that'll start the IRS alignment process. So we've already gotten farther here in 5 minutes than we did in an hour on Monday. So just had to do a lot of digging to find that out. We're going to get everything configured here. Flight plans should be already loaded in. We'll go in and look at it Sometimes it puts in some funky waypoints, but we'll go through it as we need to here. So airtime, like I said, for this flight's 34 minutes. Now, I forgot to change my altitude. I'm gonna have to change it on here. That's fine, because we'll just put it in here. SimBrief wants us at 19,000 feet. That's a little low. It is a very short hop, but I think we can get higher than that. The APU revs up. So cost index is 28. We're gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna be. This is a very short hop, so I'm not really worried about cost index or anything like that. And then for our cruise, let's see, 19,000 needs to be an odd number, so let's try 25,000. 25,000 feet, I think that's doable. All right, and then our weights and whatnot. So we get to go through the menu to do this, and I actually remember to do the load sheet in pounds this time. So block fuel needs to be, and I know we're flying in Europe and we're using pounds, it's ridiculous, but they don't have kilograms on here, which is insane. They have gallons, which I don't know who uses gallons actually. I usually just use kilos, so I don't know why. I don't know why they have it like that, but anyway, okay, block fuel is 10,535. So it's going to be like way down here. So we'll look right here. Fuel 12.6. We need to be at 10.5, so that's not enough. 10.3. 10.7. That's probably as close as we're going to get. If I can... No. Yeah, 10.7 is what it's going to have to be. So we'll have a little bit of extra fuel, which is fine. Now... Payload. So we'll just do it this way. So our zero fuel weight needs to be 136. Which they don't show zero fuel weight on here. So we need to go off our takeoff weight, which is 146. So we actually need to add some weight here. So we need to have 146,000 pounds. There we go. That's close enough. Maybe you can go down a tick. Yeah, that's actually better. I'd rather be a little underweight. So 61% capacity. Fuel's only at 23%. The Dreamliner the other day, we were at like a whole 10%. So this is progress. Okay, so that should all set there. We'll confirm it right here. So, and this is another thing that I just don't understand. And yet this is kilograms here. So that looks about right. I don't know why I'm messing with that. Trying to do that. So yeah, it's strange. So this is where I get a little confused. Do I put the zero fuel weight in pounds or do I put it in kilograms? Because this is in kilograms. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm going to put it in pounds though. So zero fuel weight, we'll say just 136. Isn't like my format. .0, maybe? No. Is it? No. Is it captured on its own? Okay. So that looks like it's in kilos. Okay. So what happens when I do this? Does nothing. I have no idea if that's accurate or not. We're just going to go with it probably. We'll just go 4.9, I guess, on the block. So round up. It likes that. That doesn't look right at all. Neither does that. None of this looks right. Yeah, I just don't know if it's wanting me to do this in kilos or pounds. What if I do 10.5 on the block fuel? Will it accept that? So it accepts that. Zero fuel weight, though, is this is kind of where I'm having a little bit of an issue. So what if I do 136.0 Okay, there we go. The CG should still stay the same, so this is still the takeoff weight. That looks fine. I don't know why the landing weight says 0. That's not accurate whatsoever. Obviously, we're not going to have 0 landing weight. So I don't know what that's all about. None of that should be at 0. I don't know why that is, but we're just gonna have to ignore it for now. Obviously, they still have some bugs to work out. I think what this is like the information I put in here isn't coming up on here because it took this. This number is accurate. But obviously, it's just adding these two numbers together, so it's not like it's rocket science. So, I don't know. Whatever. All right, so let's talk about our route here. So, we need to go to our flight plan. Okay, so this is all in here. I have no idea. FlightAware didn't have a flight plan pre-planned on this, so it's not a route that's actually being flown right now. So we're just going to go with what the system is saying. We still have 2 minutes till the IRS is aligned, so I'll take a look at it once that's in there. But I suppose this all looks accurate. Well, obviously this isn't right because I specifically said 25,000 feet, so we shouldn't be going above that. So I don't know what this thing is thinking. You know what it is? Well, I'm wondering if it's because on the main menu I didn't change it. That's exactly what it is. And of course, I don't have a way of... It's the map. I don't think I can change it. Navlog. No, it's not there. I don't think there's a way for me to actually change it. AI control, checklist. I don't need any of that. Yeah, that's why. As I forgot to in the main menu, I forgot to actually change that. So, and of course, when you put 25,000 here, it's not computing with the flight plan. So, we'll just have to stop the climb at 25,000 feet. And probably just manually take ourselves down. I don't necessarily trust the VNav in this anyway. We're going for runway 27 in Liverpool. Yeah. It's just kind of awkward, I guess, but we'll just go with it. Performance. These may actually be accurate. Why does it say one? What? Well, no, that's... There we go. Okay, so I'm wondering that... Okay, those look a little bit more realistic. Transition altitude should be 5,000 feet. So we'll plug that in here. We'll do flaps 1, and we'll just do up. Because I don't have this calculator up. 0.1. Why not? Okay. Flex temp, that's way too low. We're going to go flex 45. That should work. Don't know if it's actually going to do that properly. And then we need to get our present altimeter here in Dublin. Yeah, so you kind of have to wing a lot of things here. It's not as intuitive as X-Plane. You don't have calculators and stuff to do this for you. My only concern is just our top of climb. The FMC is going to tell us one thing. Lawrence, thank you for following. I don't know why my alerts aren't working. At least the sound's not working. Strange. I'll have to take a look at that. But appreciate the follow. At least it popped up on the screen. I got it in chat as well. But Lawrence, welcome aboard. Appreciate you. Alright, so I think we're good to go here. As I was saying, I gotta find the... Nope. Don't need that up. Click the wrong thing. If you haven't made quite in here, don't let me disturb you. Yeah, no worries, man. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm by no means a full expert, but I've been doing this for a while, so you have any questions, concerns, comments, let me know. All right, so current METAR in Dublin, current altimeter, to be exact, is 2962. Turn the brightness up on this, 2962. 2962, that's on both sides. We're going to turn our constraints on here, and I'm going to have my terrain radar plugged in here. Zoom out here a little bit, just make sure this routing sort of makes sense. Looks like it does. Looks like it's straight in. All right, we'll take that. We'll handle the VNAV portion on our own. A fair compromise. Flight directors can come on as well. We're going to go all the way up to 25,000 feet on the initial climb. You guys, I'm not on the network. I'm not flying on any network at all. I don't trust these planes nor this simulator enough to be on a network. I just don't. Other people have done it. I don't know how they're doing it and being comfortable with it. I've seen people on Pilot Edge on some of these planes. I don't know how they're doing that, but yeah, there'll be none of that here. Not until these planes get a little bit more in depth, in my opinion. So we won't be messing with that. Let's turn these panel lights up here. I was looking for this. We're just gonna go 2000 there and go TARA, and then that can go on. All is fine there. Let's look up top and make sure it actually do have the APU on. So we'll switch off external power, go ahead and get those fuel pumps going for engine start, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the beacon light turned on because we're basically ready for push and start at this point. Engine fire tests. APU fire test. Okay, that works. APUs are fired up and good to go. I'm going to turn these panel lights on as well, just to help with visibility. All right. I do have some charts pulled up here. Figure out where we're at here. So we do have Simlink going here. So you can see where we're at the field here. So we're going to be departing. I guess I should have figured this out. So the wind's right now 230 at 13. So we're going to depart on 28 left. So we're going to push and face right. And do it that way. So we're going to shift P this. There's our cart. And I'm going to... I'll wait to release the parking brake until he starts pushing us here. So far, so good for the most part. Still a couple of bugs. I'm not a fan of how the weights are kind of not very direct on this. Nor am I a fan of not being able to like have the MICDO take the cruise altitude that I'm giving it and actually put it into the flight plan itself and give me a proper VNAV path. Not a fan of that, but that is what it is. I think we're moving, so we'll go ahead and turn the parking brake off. Get to our external camera here so we can see where we're going. We do have that beacon light going. I'm going to wait to start the engines until we stop pushback. Does anybody know if there's a plugin for this? Is there like a GSX or something like that? I haven't seen anything. I didn't see anything on the add-ons website, so I'm not sure if there's a like an actual like better pushback option or something. I can barely see that beacon light, but it's on. The Neo does look pretty good though. The engines. I am a fan of the aesthetics of the plane. I just need it to be functional. Yeah, we should be good right there. Back to the cockpit camera here. We're going to set the parking brake and we're going to start engine number 2. See that N2 rising. What's great about Airbuses is that you don't have to introduce fuel. You just flip the switch, just make sure everything is in the green here, and that's pretty much all you do. Pizza to snack on once we're in the air. Always a good thing. Waiting on that EGT to pop up. N2's at 25%, N1. Okay, so the engines... Oh, because I didn't put that on start. Okay, that's my fault. I thought I flipped that already. Yeah, so this has to be on start here, the ignition here. I had it on normal, so there's EGT now. That is my mistake. Let's get by this pizza real quick. That is the PTU bark. Alright, so it's one good engine. Start number 2. I don't know if the terrain radar just doesn't work in this, or there's no terrain to speak of, but usually that should pop up at this point. Maybe I gotta flip something down here, but... Alright, EGT rising on engine 1. Would it be possible to start engine 1 by cross-bleeding at this point? I think you can. I've never tried it. I don't know if there's a cross-bleed option. Because the Airbus does everything automatically. I mean, it literally... So there's your cross-bleed right there. But I've got this all on auto, so I believe you can. Train pops up once you're off the ground. Okay, good to know. A little odd, but good to know. I believe you can. You may be able to do it manually, but the Airbus does it all for you. I think in the 737, like in some of the Boeings, it's a little bit easier. But yeah, the only time I would think that is if like your APU isn't working, or if you're like on an air starter or something. But if you have the APU still running, then you shouldn't have to do that. Still a good question though. Go back to normal there. We can go ahead and flip off the APU and the APU bleed. Keep looking up top here. Taxi lights, runway turn-offs, wing lights stay off for the time being. That's pretty much it up top. Do I not have a hotkey for that? Okay, guess I don't. And so I was looking... Again, all this is in-op, actually. Well, no. Interesting, okay. These are in-op. These aren't going to work. Oh, there we go. So maybe we do have weather radar in this. Alright, flaps... 1. Arm the speed brake. I tried it with the A320, but it didn't work for me. I guess it was my mistake. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a real life Airbus pilot, so I don't know in what situations you would want to do that. I would think maybe in the event like you don't want to use the APU for whatever reason. I'm not sure. You know, maybe perhaps if you're in warmer weather, like hot weather, and like your air density is really low and you need that extra help, then maybe. But like if it's cold, I would think your air is dense enough to help out here. Alright, so we've got radar on that side. Okay, so we should be good here. Let's do a quick flight controls check here. Nope. I literally didn't touch. I literally didn't touch my throttle. All I did was I went like this, and the throttles decided to freak out. There's another bug for you. Rudders are good. Flight controls are good. Takeoff configuration. Okay, so there it goes. Takeoff config is already on normal. Auto brake actually needs to be max. I don't know why it says normal when I didn't have auto brakes on. It's weird. And then cabin checks. Should be good to go. Oh, there we go. Actually, it's a nice little addition there. I didn't know they did that. A little bit of a cabin announcement. Alright, we're going to head off to the right here. We need to get rid of the parking brake first. Still trying to get the cameras mastered in this. Any particular reason why we're not moving? Well, kind of are now. Guess I shouldn't need to be this high on the engines to start taxiing, especially with as light as we are. This thing should be moving without much effort. Definitely stuttery though. It's about 28 FPS right now. I don't know. Let's get the charts going here, figure out where we're at. Did I close out of my charts? I must have closed out of my charts by mistake. I must have hit X. Alright, so we actually need to be over here. Don't know what that noise is. My auto brake? Oh. There we go. Alright, so takeoff config should still be normal there. Take this turn here. It is not running very smooth on the ground. I'll say that. But we're just going to deal with it. I'm thinking we'll be back on X-Plane on Monday. I want to try turning SimLink off altogether. I was reading on the forums today that that did help resolve some of the FPS stutters for people. And there's specifically one person on there that said that it would always start like on approach, which is what happens to me. Like this, and it's basically just SimLink, like the actual app SimLink that links like your Navigraph charts to the sim, like I guess fails midway through the flight sometimes. See this? The auto brakes are disconnecting. Oh, it's when I hit my trigger. It's like, okay, so I gotta mess with that. Because I use my trigger for my toe brakes. So for some reason it's deactivating my auto brake. I don't know why. Shouldn't be doing that. Cool. View there. I forget what my hotkey was to go back into the cockpit. I don't remember. I guess I gotta do that for now. Alright, so we'll just flip this back on max RTO once we're closer, or once we're on the runway. Alright. Once again, leaving Dublin, Ireland, heading over to Liverpool, UK. Very short flight, about 40 minutes in the air. So I just want to get some cycles going in this thing. I don't really want to do like a longer flight in it. I just want to get repetitions in more than anything, and the best way to do that is just to do shorter flights. What is that clicking noise? It's so strange. Okay, departing runway 28 left, which is going to be this runway right here. Don't see any traffic. Like I said, I'm not on a network right now, but I am on like the Microsoft network, so potentially could see multiplayer happening. Alright, 28 left is confirmed. Both engines are stable. Trying to find the flex, the tent. There it is. Flex 45 set. SRS runway green. Power is set. Airspeed is alive. 80 knots. V1 rotates. Pause, ready to climb, gear up. This thing loves to climb like a rocket. We'll go ahead and get the flaps pulled in here. There's our terrain radar. Alright, we're losing airspeed here. Well, I don't know why we're at a 20 degree. The flight director is a little drunk right now. You have Ireland down there. Oh, climb thrust. Alright, it's a little intrusive. So I think what this is showing is just the clouds. It's not bad weather or anything like that. I'm not sure why it's so dramatic looking, but I'm gonna flip this off because it's kind of distracting. And we're still hand flying for now. We're not climbing though. I don't know why we're not climbing. Yep. We're not climbing, guys. Wrong way. Need to be on a climb. I'm gonna go autopilot. Let me see what the plane does here. Kind of want to just test it out. All right, it's a little much. New delivery. Yes, yeah, I updated deliveries right before I went live. You need to activate OP climb. Click the bottom of the dial under the altitude. I don't know which one that is. You shouldn't have to do that. When you have the dot here, that means it's in managed mode. Well, it's working now. It took me out of vertical speed mode, but now we're climbing like a rocket. Wants to know the new camera angle that was just added today. Hey, what's going on, Wyatt? Which camera angle would that be? Yeah, you want me to press Alt F4? Yeah, okay. So, funny thing, man. I've been gaming on PCs for long enough to understand that joke, so not really gonna fall for it. Welcome aboard anyway, man. I'll give you a B+ for effort. It doesn't climb until it gets to desired speed. Well, that's not typically how a normal Airbus behaves. You typically... It's 400 feet is when the flight directors and everything kicks in. And when you have these dots here, it means you're in managed mode, and then you should be in VNAV as long as you you know, have the managed mode set up that way, unless you're in manual heading mode or you're in manual vertical speed mode. Now, I have seen some other streamers flying this, and I guess I should have known this ahead of time, that they'll do vertical speed mode on departure until it kicks in. But again, I'm not a real life Airbus pilot, but I've been flying sims long enough to kind of know that that's not typical. Clouds look good. I don't know why we're leveled off, though. I don't know why we're leveled off. No, it's not what I want to do. Yeah, see, so they clearly haven't fixed the VNAV. It's something they definitely need to work on. Instead of clicking manage speed mode, click on the same knob, but on the bottom. So like that? Because that pulls it out. That takes me out of manage mode. I want to be in manage mode. Which is what it's doing. So this is what it was doing pre-mod. No? I don't know what you mean, man. VNAV works, trust me. I mean, it looks like I have to solve a Rubik's Cube to do it. I'm telling you, man, like, once this dot is on, it should work. Like, I mean, I'll take your word for it, man, but I'm just saying that that's not how, like, every other A320 in Flight Simulator works. I don't know. Like, right now it's working. So here's the thing. I'm not doing anything, right? So it's working right now. We're at 2,700 feet a minute. That's a good climb rate. And then probably here in a second, it's gonna stop. It's not gonna continue the climb. I'm trying to figure out what you mean, though. Click on the same knob, but on the bottom. This is the knob right here. Right? Engage, manage altitude mode. What are you talking about this? Vertical speed, flight, level off. Okay, that's level off. We don't want to do that. I clicked on it before. I don't know. Yeah, you got me lost, man. So the knob under Alt. Okay. This is the altitude knob right here. Click the bottom. That's what I did. Engage selected altitude mode. Yeah, that just took it out of manage mode, though. With your FD, it'll say... Okay. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense at all, because that knob... So look at this knob animation. It's pulling out. So when you're pulling these knobs out, that means you're taking control away from the airplane, and you're in like an open climb now. That's what that means, is open climb. So basically, it's gonna adjust this based on what this speed is, but it's not based on the VNAV. So if I was on an altitude restriction, like let's say I had to be like at 20,000 feet right here or something like that, I would blow right through that. It's the same thing as like being in an open descent. It's like flight change mode or level change mode in a Boeing. Yeah. Because it's climbing, so you're you're partially right. It's climbing, but what I want to be in is I want to be in manage mode. Right? So you push it in and it goes into manage altitude mode, and basically it follows the VNAV path as it says in the MICDO. But whatever, as long as we're climbing, then that's fine. I just don't want it to stop climbing. That's what didn't make sense. That's when you said, like, click below it. Like, that's taking it out of manage mode, and I don't want to do that. Okay, though, I do appreciate the help, though, man. I know I have struggled with this plane mightily, and the Airbus is a pretty straightforward plane to fly. So that just makes it all the more frustrating. And I get it, like, the VNAV is one of the harder things to get right. There's a lot of, like, seasoned developers that still don't get it right. Hell, the Zebo messes it up all the time, so, I mean, it is what it is. Because the way I understand how this works is that right now the plane is going to do everything in its ability to maintain this speed. And it's going to adjust my pitch and my angle of attack accordingly to maintain that speed. While still climbing. So I'm curious to see if it's going to level off at 25,000 feet. It looks like it wants to. I don't know what that was. Anyway, I'm going to have to start descending here pretty soon because we're 60 miles from the airport. So, yeah, that was a fun little experiment. Maybe I've been wrong the whole time. No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, the way you explained it, that you can climb that way, but if you have to follow certain restrictions, like if you were flying out of Vegas in this thing with all those restrictions going out to the west, like there's no way that would work. Like you have to be in a managed mode to hit your altitude restrictions, otherwise you're gonna blow through your restrictions. So that'd be the only issue I have with that. All right, so let's take this thing down. Let's go managed here. Let me see what it does. It does literally nothing. Okay, so then at this point, what we have to do is... I don't want to level off. I want to do this. But see, it shouldn't still be saying manage mode, though. I don't know. I've had this problem in this plane before, so it doesn't really come as a surprise. This isn't anything new. Maybe make the next flight a little longer. Well, I made the flights short on purpose. That way I could just get, like I said, get repetitions in and get a lot of testing in. But I kind of already knew the VNAV was borked in this thing. I am glad that they do have a lot of the systems working, like a lot of the other stuff that was in op before is now working. So that's definitely a good thing. So I don't like the speed it wants me at there, so I'm gonna gonna keep us at 275 knots. It's just throwing me off because that dot shouldn't be there. Because that means it's following the VNav on this, and we know that's wrong already. But it's still holding 2,200 feet a minute. So, not a real life Airbus pilot, but like I said, I've flown enough to kind of understand. See, it just took me out of vertical speed mode. You see that? It literally just took me out of vertical speed mode. And I didn't even touch anything. So we're still descending, but now we're descending in manage mode now. So the plane's trying to play catch up. So if the VNav was actually working properly, we'd have a green dot right here. Actually, it'd be right here. And you want the green dot in the middle because that tells you that you're on your proper glide path. If it's down here, that means we're high and the plane's going to have to descend quicker to catch back up to meet our restrictions, basically. If we're following, like, if a controller was like descend via such and such arrival, then you would want to make sure you follow that arrival path as it's laid out on your arrival plate. It's not showing up on this. Even though I have an arrival plugged into this, it's not on here. So the plane's just kind of doing its own thing. It's basically trying to meet these restrictions right here. So 17,950, 10,600, and then 2,000 right here is what the plane looks like it's trying to do. So I'm gonna let it chill for a little bit. I did not take this off, by the way. Actually, this needs to be standard. Missed it in the 787 flight. It was alright. The plane sucks, but we landed and didn't crash, so there's that. Okay, so let's see what it does here. Alright, so now it's wanting to descend us again, so that's about right. Well, now it's doing that. So we should start descending again once we get past Malud here. So it looks like we're descending now, which is fine with me. We're over the water right now, so there's not much to look at outside. Do you guys expect the updates 5 or 6 to fix the autopilot issues? I'm not sure. I joined the Discord for this mod team today, so I'll be monitoring it just to see what they have to say. It would be nice. Because it looks like it's following LNAV just fine. It's the VNav, which the VNav is always the hardest thing to get right, it seems like, for these developers. A little bit of turbulence. What's our outside temperature? We're at 0 degrees. Let's get some anti-ice going because we do have some cloud coverage here. View of that United Kingdom coast there. Microsoft updates will break the game like last time. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were referencing the mod. Sorry. Yeah, I have no idea, man. Not sure. I still think they could use some optimization updates. They did improve it last time, but I think they need a little bit more. Alright, don't need that anymore. We're above freezing. I didn't even adjust that. What's our altitude? Yeah, we can put the lights back on. I've been neglecting the lights lately. Seatbelts stay on, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, it would be nice if they added some more photoreal cities. Like I said, they're still missing Dallas, Texas. I'm going to continue to complain about it until they add it, because I think it's ridiculous they don't have that city in the sim yet. I think the weather still has some problems from what I was reading. The weather doesn't always update properly, and it's not always accurate, and it's supposed to be real-life weather. So they're going to have to deal with that. There's obviously still the issue of the photoreal buildings being streamed in. I'll still load in to certain areas, and I basically just have jagged rocks everywhere. It's the buildings, like, they don't load in smoothly until you're, like, right on top of them. But if you're in a jet and you're flying over a city, it just looks terrible. And I know it's not my internet. I have gig up and down, so it's not on my end. It's something on Microsoft's end. So the VNAV actually seems to be working. It's a little bit of an aggressive descent. Always do day flights? Typically, yes. The reason being is that way you can see the scenery. If you guys want, I can do the second flight as a night flight, if you prefer. I'll just put it on real time. I don't do them very often, but I actually haven't gotten a good look at the night lighting in this yet, so it actually may be a good opportunity to do it. Because we're just going to go right back into the A320 after this. I'm not touching the Dreamliner, nor the 7.4. Alright, so we should be... Yep, there's our airport right there. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to vector around and land right here. Do you think I can't fly in the dark? Challenge accepted. Okay, I'm going to go into heading mode here. Oh. Go 90 degrees. Wow, we're over speed. Holy crap. My bad, guys. I forgot that I took this off of managed mode. We gotta get this bird slowed down. I'm blowing past 250. I was wondering why we caught up to the airport so damn fast. That would be why. Let's get this plugged in real quick. What is the call sign for this airport? EGGP. Okay, let me make sure the plane's not killing us real quick.
2,500.
Okay, I want to be at 190. Okay, we're leveling off. Perfect. See, current METAR 2965 on the altimeter. Again, I should have done that at 5,000 feet and not at 2,000 feet. That is my mistake once again. I'm just going to go 200 feet on the decision height. The winds currently are 25012. Again, this should have been done on descent, not close to final. Temperature right now, 9 degrees Celsius. QNH 2965. Probably should be in the other format, but at this point, we're just going to do it this way. Because I said so. Where is... The field is back that way. So I'm happy with the speed right now. We just need to make this turn now. Go 220. What's our runway again? 27. Okay, so I got the localizer picked up right now. Didn't mean to do that. Am I going to overshoot this? I just may. Auto brakes low. Speed brakes already armed. Let's go flaps 2. Final approach speed needs to be... That's definitely not accurate. What on earth are these speeds? Okay. I don't know what that is. And now I don't have a visual of the field. Alright, we're just gonna guess 145. Go gear down. I do not have a visual of the field. Do we have the localizer? No, we do not. It's taking me the wrong way. Taking me the wrong way. Need you to take me to the airport, plane. Flaps full. I want to say it's over there. I literally can't see the airport. No idea where it's at. Let me pull my charts up real quick. Oh. I guess there's not a moving chart. Alright, my airplane. I don't know why I'm climbing. This plane is booty cheeks. Airport should be like right here. Yeah, I think that's the runway right there, guys. I'm not picking up the ILS, like, at all. It just didn't pick it up. It started taking me the opposite direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out a little wide here. Let's do our cabin check real quick.
Cabin crew seats for landing, please.
Hopefully don't get the wind shear bug. Yeah, at this point, dude, I expect... I just have come to expect it. Okay, I think now it's picking up the localizer. Maybe not.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
Yeah, my bad, my bad. The sun is just blinding, so I can barely... There's the runway right there. So I'm definitely low. Sun is just absolutely blinding me. To arrest this descent. Just a wee little bit. I got too low. I just completely lost visual of the runway, so and this is a situation where you want a precision landing and I just don't have it. I've got the runway though. Okay, I've got one right. Not quite dead yet. Speed looks good. I'm just like pitched up so high I can't even see the pappies. Okay, 2 white, 2 red. Touch high, trying to adjust. Oh my god, I'm all over the place. This thing is not the tallest.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard 5.
We'll take it. For some reason, my reversers just don't want to be mapped, so I have no reverse thrust. I gotta go back in and look at that. It like deleted my my thing. Not that I really needed it though. Good thing we're light. All right, we survived though. So there's that. Just your ride height, like 3 feet tall? Huh. I think we're good. So you want these to be lined up, so I'm actually a little too far to the right. So, like, really, I should be, like, right here. At least according to the markers right here. Okay, those are in. Let's go retract. Taxi, wing light off. That comes off. I'd like to move, please. Performance is a lot better at this airport. Well, I say that, and then I look at the buildings and it tanks. Nice center line. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, we that was a sloppy landing. That was real sloppy, though. I think it's a combination of me just not being familiar with this field and, like, not just being familiar with, like, European ops. Weird. Got the localizer near the end. Yeah, so you notice when I clicked loc, it like started to turn me the opposite way. So it was like picking up another frequency. Where the hell are the terminals here? Did I land at the right airport? Yep, it's the right airport. I just don't have terminals here, I guess. Yeah, piloting skills when you question if you landed at the right airport. Yeah, just get me on the payroll now. Push the localizer button once that button's lined up at the bottom, or at least close. Yeah, you should be able to do it a lot sooner than that. There's usually like a jagged line that shows up, and you should be able to hit it then. Unfortunately, I've noticed that a lot of that is borked in this sim as well. Like, a lot of times it just will not pick up the localizer until you're basically 100 feet AGL, which is a joke. Yeah, but depending on the field, you can pick it up a lot farther out than that. I don't know why the takeoff memos are here. I'm about to just park it right here, right next to this guy, next to DHL. Pretty sure this is not a designated parking spot for EasyJet. I'm probably going to collide with him, but that's fine. Alright. I know we're crooked. Yeah, I don't see any terminals here. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? That was a parking spot right there. I was trying to follow the lines, and usually there's lines that tell you where to park. Okay. Well, I'm an idiot, but either way, That's fine. Just give the APU a second here. If we're to say available there. They are different. And I gotta get used to it because I don't do a lot of European flying. Like transition altitude being 5,000 feet instead of 8,000 or 18,000 feet. Not used to that. But yeah. But anyway, this is Liverpool. First time flying in from me. Wait. Why is my drone not? Right, should be. No. Okay. Drone's just not wanting to work, I guess. There we go. I hate the cameras in this. I know I've said it before, but yeah, not a fan of the cameras. Oh, is those the terminals on that side? I just didn't see them. Yeah, okay, so this is where the jets park right here. Yeah, didn't know that. Now I do. Yeah, nice scenery actually. Not too bad. It's just the default airport, but not bad. Not a bad approach. The sun is absolutely blinding though. Like I literally couldn't see the airport almost the whole way down. So. Alright, we should be able to cut those off. Seatbelt signs off. Alright. Now we've officially arrived. Beacon light off. Need some aviators. Dude, I know. It's absolutely blinding. Or just, oh, this doesn't go down. These little visors. Alright, so let's do a night flight, shall we? For our second one. Let's go back to the main menu here. Alright, let's change the livery up here. I'm just looking for standard British Airways. There it is. Did I watch the AMD event? I did not. What is it? Is it looking pretty good? I wonder if their supply is going to get raked over the coals like Nvidia's did. Solid. I'll have to check it out. Like I said, I'm very partial to Nvidia on the graphics card side. So AMD's gonna have to do a lot of convincing for me to switch. Alright. Second flight. Where's my sim brief? So EGGP Liverpool. And we're going to EGCC, which is not Manchester. That's the alternate. EGPH is Edinburgh. Super short flight, 31 minutes. It looked longer on the map. I don't know. Cheaper than Nvidia with similar to better performance. No AK, but no one cares about AK. Yeah, AK is not even attainable, man. It won't be for years. That's just a buzzword that they're throwing around just to get people excited. I mean, yeah, I'll definitely check it out and see if it's feasible. There's another thing you have to think of is encoding as well. Like, I don't know how they're... I got to look at it because I don't know if you're able to use their GPUs for encoding. And if you can, is it done as well as NVIDIA's technology is? So I have to consider that as well. A lot of applications don't play nice with AMD either, at least on the graphics card side. Where's my thing? Right, so... it's going to be high altitude airway. Let's actually adjust this time. That way my FMC can do its thing. 24,000 feet. Flight conditions, we're going to go live. And all that is good there. Alright, so for our departure, we'll be on the Pole 4T. I don't have that on here. Oh, there it is. Pole 4T, runway 27. I do not want to spawn there. Liverpool. Somebody here with me. Or is that me? Legend 0902. Alright, so we'll park at that ramp there, set as departure. Here we go. Perfect. Going to Edinburgh. For our arrival, it's going to be the INPI1 Echo. This is all. Okay. GPH. Let's take a look at the METAR real quick. Ah, crap. The METAR right now has winds 240-16. So let me get Navigraph sorted out here. New flights. Edinburgh. Rates. Charts list. Airports. Sid. What do we say? Pole Hill. Direct. No, wait, what? No, I didn't say that. Didn't I click on this here? I know I clicked on that. And approach. More than likely be runway 24. Ports. Our arrival. Single runway airport, yeah, runway 24, so ILS, runway 24. Departure, arrival. Everything looks live. Perfect. Load in. Your departure again since you changed starting spot. Oh, okay. Weird flex, but okay. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's weird. A lot of weird little finicky things. I wish you could just... I mean, I don't know if there's a way you could just do it in the FMC. Manually, I guess I should do that. But I have a lot of distrust for these FMC/MIG-dos. Just not being very cooperative. Alright, night flying. Cannot see a damn thing. Is there a flashlight? Does anybody know how to turn a flashlight on? Is there a flashlight available? That's my external power. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah. Where is the knob? Oh. Night vision. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. I don't fly at night ever. Okay, so those screens are on. I need, like, cockpit lights. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. I was looking for this right here. Oh, man. Okay. Nav. Start our APU. Emergency exit lights. Seatbelts. Non-smoking to auto. Nav light. Yep. Don't know why it does that. Okay, those are probably a little too bright. A little too intense. Let's turn those down a notch or 3. Okay. Those got to get turned up. This got to get turned up. There we go. PFD brightness. Wow, dude, it is crazy bright. Like, that is like retina scorching at night. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. I'm happy with that. Go down here. In it. Perfect. IRS. Line on reference. Confirm a line. Alright, man. Yeah, load in. Come with it. I think British Airways BAW, right? BAW. I think is the call sign for this. Already next to you. Okay, perfect. Cool, man. Route flight. Cost index per sim brief says 42. I'll go ahead and just stick with that. Again, it's a short flight. Longer flights, I like to I like to fiddle with that. Just get better performance. Of course, you burn more fuel, but I'm not paying for it. 240 on the cruise. We'll just stick with that. And now we can talk about our weight issues. All right, so 30 in pounds there. Fuel needs to be 12,262 in pounds. That's going to be close enough, 12,663. And then our total zero fuel weight, sorry, takeoff weight needs to be 147.9. That's probably close enough. It's a little overweight, but that's fine. Stick with that. And then, of course, they're going to give us the almighty kilos there. Whatever. Oh, overhead lights in the cockpit, too. I don't remember exactly where the switch is. I forgot to do that last flight. But there's these flights here. Those are your floodlights. And then, yeah, you're probably right. I think there may be... There's this. That's an op. Usually there's like a dome light. Because this is the only light knob right here. We're up top. But sometimes there's like a dome light you can flip on. But as long as I can see my instruments, that's fine. There's that. It's the pedestal lighting. But yeah, I'm not sure, because this thing usually lights up a little bit brighter. I think this one right here, but I think that's inoperable. Just switch with off, dim, and bright. Huh. Yeah, see, you notice I don't fly at night very often, so I'm a little clueless as to where the actual light switches are. But I think I do know what you're talking about. It may be up top somewhere. That's fine. Okay, back down to the FMC. Okay, so 0 fuel weight. 6.0. We need to enter in the whole thing. Oh. Yeah, see, I don't know how I did it last time. Fuel block is 12.2. Likes that. Oh, that's right. I did it like that, and then I went in and I adjusted it. It's close to the nav and logo lights. Okay, I'll look here in just a second. 136.0. There it goes. Still not correct. Takeoff weight 148. That's close enough. Yeah, nav and logo lights are gonna be right here, but I don't see. Oh, right here. There you go. That's what you're talking about. And bright. I want to go down. Oh my god, is it really stuck in that position? Yeah, it's stuck. I can't move it. So I guess once you set it here. Oh, there it goes. Okay, we'll keep it on dim. There we go. Figured it out. Yeah, that does look a lot better. Yeah, it turns these on right here. Those weren't on before. There you go. Take 17 different light switches you've got to fiddle with in these things. All right, let's get our METARs figured out here. So we can get our QNH. Okay, so it needs to be in hectopascals, so it's going to be 1004. I believe that's how they do it in Europe. And what did we say our cruise altitude was again? 24,000 feet. So we will plug that in here. 24,000 feet. IRS is still aligning. We still have 3 minutes on the IRS alignment. So we're good there. Take a look at our flight plan real quick. It's all pre-programmed in. I am not really going to mess with it. But at least this time it has the proper cruising altitude, so there's that. Performance. These need to be readjusted to something a little bit more reasonable. 5,000 feet of transition altitude. Flex temp, we're going to do 45. And again, we're just kind of guessing on this. Go 1 up 0.1. Just do it that way. I don't even know if that's accurate or not. I don't have a calculator for it handy. All right. Pre-flight is complete, ladies and gents. We're just waiting on the IRSs to align, and then we can get on out of here. That looks pretty cool. The nav lights lit up like that. Pull up the charts. Just gonna load my charts, or weird. I can see your livery, but you can't see mine. Where are you parked at? Oh, you're right here. You're taking the 7-4. Yeah, that's showing default. I don't know why it's not coming up. Ah, you're good, man. It's dark anyway, right? Okay. So now all of a sudden I'm not showing up on the map. Some odd reason. Oh, wait, we gotta enable moving maps. That probably would help. Cannot connect to simulator. Perfect. Simlink sucks, man. Okay, so I see you pushing. I'm gonna let you push and get going here. So we're taking off on 27. How did you get your IRS to align so fast? Maybe it's quicker in the 7-4. Right, there's the IRS, finally. What am I doing here? Looking for this guy right here. ERA and on. Alright, beacon lights. APU is fully available. Get the fuel pumps going. External power can come off. Better crash through that terminal, man. That's the first thing I click. Ah, okay. Your beacon light on? Or maybe it's not modeled in. Did you just stop to do that? There you go. There's the beacon. Come on, man. You gotta have the beacon light on, dude. That's funny. He like stopped dead in his tracks to turn his beacon light on. Oh, that's awesome. See, you're too busy trying to get your IRS aligned that you're forgetting basic stuff, man. Ooh, you're hauling ass. All right. Shift P. Oh, we're doing this without a thing. Okay. Park and brake released. Starter. Start number 2. Should be good right there. EGT looks good. Engine 1. wing striking every tree in sight. I don't think this airport can handle a 747. It's a 7,400, almost 7,500 foot runway. It's pushing it. You got to be pretty light. If you're running on a full load, forget about it. You could probably still make it, actually. I just don't think 747s land here. Gotta believe in me. I mean, you just gotta go full toga, man. Can't flex that one. Alright, let's go flaps 1. Speed brakes arms. I'll set those later because it's just gonna turn off. Oh, we've got 2 good engines. Starter back to the normal position. And APU can come off. Bleeds can come off, or the APU bleeds rather can come off. Taxi light, runway turn off, and strobes can go auto. And we should be Gucci up top. Rip can't land with you. No, I think the other airport's bigger. I meant like the airport we're flying out of is a little small. You got an 8,300 foot runway. You should be able to make it there. That's long enough for a 747. You can land. You'll be alright. Alright, my parking brake released. It is. Alright, let's go. Oh, hold on, flight controls. Right, left, back, forward, right rudder, left rudder. Flaps are set. Alright, let's go. Am I gonna make this turn? Yeah. Cutting it just a wee bit close. Just don't tell the BEA. Moment of truth. Words that you don't want to hear your pilot say. I flip those off. Alright, there he goes. Will he get airborne? Will he survive his takeoff roll? Oh yeah, you got plenty of room. There we go. Queen of the skies, man. It's a beautiful plane. Do our cabin checks here, get them prepared. Pardon me. Sexiest part, you're gonna love these lights. Alright. Piqued my interest. Lights. Take off. Strobes. Wing lights. Lost my runway. My bad. Just trying to multitask. Auto brake set, takeoff config, checks, all in the green.
Camera proceeds for takeoff, please.
Get a little late for that, buddy. All right. Clock. Both engines stable. Flex set, 45. SRS runway green. Airspeed's alive. Takeoff power sets. V1 rotates. Positive rate, gear up. Oh yeah, that lighting's real good. Climb thrust. This thing like gets me like to my stall speed almost. I don't know why it does that. That is nice. Flaps clean. I would love to climb. Alright, let's go autopilot here while I can try to get the VNAV to behave itself. So we are still not climbing, and I don't know why. There we go. Just overspeed. I gotta go. Stay awake. I can finish the flight the next. Oh yeah, man. No worries, dude. Yeah, appreciate it. Took off before I did. Yeah. I'll let you go ahead of me. Oh, you took off faster than I did. Yeah, I don't know what your weight was like. Yeah, 747 will get off the ground a lot quicker than an A320 if you're not at max weight. It's bigger wings, you get lift a lot easier. We can go standard on the altimeter. Queen is nasty, yeah. She's a beautiful bird, man. She is a beautiful bird for sure. Night flying is kind of nice. Kind of nice. Good shot there at the moon. Top there, full moon. Do you think since you're getting more familiar with MFS, you'll play it more? Yeah, I think so, man. Yeah, I mean, as long as the plane sort of behaves itself and I can get from point A to point B relatively realistically, then we'll be on it for sure. Especially with the problems that X-Plane's been giving me. Definitely be on it a lot more for sure. This is going to end up being a shorter stream. Why am I not climbing? I don't understand. Okay, lights off. Yeah, we'll more than likely be back in X-Plane on Monday. I'm gonna try running X-Plane without Symlink. So here's what I did today. I re-downloaded Symlink because I don't know if there's an updated version or not. It's supposed to auto-update for me, but I don't trust it, so I just reinstalled it today. So I'm going to try it with that, and then if I see the stuttering, if the stuttering happens again mid-flight, I'm going to go into the plugins menu and just deactivate it and see if that helps. If it doesn't, then I'm completely lost, and I don't know what the problem is. If it helps, then that's great. If I can get both sims to actually cooperate with me, then I may just split even time between the two. But I'm still leaning towards doing a little bit more X-Plane, so we'll see. But like I said, at a minimum, maybe one out of every 4 streams I'll be on this. At a minimum, I'd say. Ugh, excuse me. Alright, so let's see if this thing's gonna... Well, see, now it's not... Well, it's not following the restrictions because I'm not in manage mode. So, see, the little dot's not on right here, so it's on an open climb. So it's just climbing as it sees fit. I mean, I'm gonna ignore it for now, but if I was on with ATC and I was told to follow these restrictions, I'd be in deep shit. I don't want to hit manage mode now because I bet she's going to descend me. But we'll get up to 24,000 a little bit quicker. I see what you're getting at now. You talking about with the VNav? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm at 16.7. I'm supposed to be at 12.3 right here. So I'm supposed to climb a certain way here. So like IRL, if there was like an airport off to the side here, like a major airport, a lot of times you have these restrictions here for a reason. That way controllers know where you're going to be at in relation to other traffic, or maybe there's terrain or something like that. You know, it could be a plethora of different reasons why these restrictions are like this. Because usually on departures, it's not like this. It's usually 1 or 2 restrictions and then that's it. But this is pretty strict. So... excuse me, there's probably some airports in the area. Maybe one of these airports where there's conflicting traffic, so I've got to... You're supposed to, you know, maintain certain altitudes. I mean, no biggie. But that's kind of why that's precisely why I do not feel comfortable flying this thing on VATSIM. Because I wouldn't be able to fly my route properly without having to basically manually keep an eye on it, and I don't want to have to do that. The single pilot ops and everything, dude, it's too difficult. Too over encumbering, if you will. So, I mean, it is what it is. At this point, like, as long as it levels off at 24,000 feet, that's fine. I also do enjoy getting out of the US and flying out in Europe. So I'll just it's good enough trade-off for me. These clouds look fantastic at night. I'm a fan. All right, so trying to figure out where we're at in relation to the chart. Yeah, I don't know what any of this is. It's not on here. But we'll just assume we're on the right track. Actually, we may be out of the range of this anyway. All right. Okay, here we go. So here's MPIP right here, and there it is right there. So they already have this wrong. This is supposed to be this is a hard restriction of 26,000 feet. Anytime you see the bar above and below it, that means maintain that altitude. Right? If it's above, then it's at or below. If it's below, then it's at or above, kind of thing. But these are like strict type of things here. So in rev, we're supposed to be at 20,000. This is set 5,000 feet below that. Now I don't believe that the FMC it's not going to let me adjust that. So yeah. All right, are we leveling off? We are. Okay, so we're leveling off 24,000 feet. Not exactly sure why we're going so slow, but we are going to start descending soon enough anyway, so I'm not really going to concern myself with it too much. This is the track we're going on here. There's Edinburgh. And we want to land on runway 24, right? What do we program in here? Yeah, 24. The runway 24. So what we'll do, I need a pop-up FMC. I need this to pop out. Because we're going to circle in and land this way right here. So right here. So we can go actually to our approach here, and we're going to do the ILS. Runway 24. Follow this track here. Pick up the ILS. Should be straight in. We'll see how it turns out, but that's what it's supposed to look like. At 24,000 feet now. I'm not really in a huge rush to descend. We're going a little slow, for sure. But that's fine. We can chill here for a second. This stream is going to wrap up a little earlier than usual tonight, just because these routes were really, really short. So, what we got here? AMD claims RX 6000 series can beat both the NVIDIA RTX 3080 and RTX 3090 with a little rage. Big Navi. In some instances, okay. 4K gaming at over 60 FPS. Yep, that's the new standard. Okay. Does trade significant blows. Okay, so define more frames per second, because if it's like 5, then okay. If it's like 15, 20, then that's a little bit different. 1440p another also claim they're 18% better 4K performance on average. Okay, that's a pretty big jump, especially at 4K. Okay, well that's then the 2080 Ti. That's a pretty good price. Yeah, that's a really good price point. We have to remember the RTX 2080 Ti is basically the equivalent of a 3070 now. So there's a pretty large leap between generations. Yeah, I just said that. Okay. Similar. Just $499, but that looks like that's a lower end card though, because there's a 6800 XT. I think that's the higher up model. I'm not really that familiar. Okay, here we go. So AMD Radeon 6900 XT. This is compared to a 3090. Keeping an eye on my deal here. It's about even, guys. I mean, they're getting beat a little bit here. I mean, I play Call of Duty. They beat Call. I mean, that's pretty negligible as far as the difference. The thing is going to be the pricing, though. Told you to make the second one longer. I thought it was going to be, man. Technically it is longer. It's like 5 minutes longer in the air. Let me start descending real quick, and then I'll get back to this. It's not descending. Okay, there it goes. Am I converting? I don't know yet. Specs look decent. Card looks pretty beefy up against NVIDIA's RTX 3090. Taking the crowd. So if it, because okay, here's the thing: the RTX 3090 is like, what is it, like a $1,500 graphics card? So if the 69 XT is what's the 6900 XT price point? Because this one is $579, but that's the 6800. $6,800, available November 8th. 900 XT. So that's $1,000. Okay, so it's still cheaper though. Okay. Well, it's interesting because like performance-wise, like this is negligible. Like there's almost no difference here. That's 1440p. This is 4K. These performance numbers are negligible to me. Like there's nothing really that significant here because they said 18%. But that was against a 2080 Ti though, not a 3090. I'll have to look at it in a little bit more in depth, but that is interesting. But they are cheaper though. Yeah, $500 less. But that's a pretty big. That's a pretty large difference, though. $500 price difference is pretty significant. I mean, that's a brand new Xbox, basically. But here's the thing. So here's my concern. Thermals. So what is the temperature? Like, is it going to be able to hold up to, to thermal capacities? Is it going to overheat easily? It's a modern graphics card. It really shouldn't, but that kind of stuff does matter because you don't want it to throttle you. And then, like, encoding and stuff like that. Like, is there an option for encoding for streamers? Because I use my graphics card to encode the stream. I have to have that capability. So I'll have to look a little bit more into it to see. What are we doing? Okay, so it's trying to hit this restriction. Okay. Alright. I'll trust it for now. If you have AMD GPU plus CPU plus MOBO, you get more performance. Yeah, we'll see. Well, I'll believe because it's the thing is like, don't get me wrong. That's a little loud. It's kind of hard to focus there. Boss Man, appreciate the follow, buddy. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. Good to have you. the thing is that like even if you like overclock your chips and your graphics cards, you're squeezing minimal performance out. It's not really going to significantly increase a lot of stuff. Really, you just need more cores and then higher single core clock speeds. Intel still beats AMD in single core clock speeds, but AMD's newer chip line has definitely closed that gap, which is why I'm more than likely getting an AMD CPU when I upgrade. I'm ending my stream, about to raid you. All right, boss man, appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much. Glad to have you and your viewers. The AMDs look pretty good now, and they've been really good about like undercutting the prices. So, boss man, appreciate that raid, buddy. Thank you. And everybody from Boss Man Stream, I'm Phil. Welcome aboard. We are on descent now into Edinburgh in the United Kingdom. Doing a rare night flight. I don't do night flights very often, but decided to do a night flight this time around just to kind of showcase some of the night lighting and MFS. Just do something a little bit different. Boss man, good night, dude. Thank you again. So yeah, I'm very impressed with AMD's chip side. Graphics cards, like I said, I'm a little bit more skeptical about, but I'll definitely do some more reading into it. I won't rule them out, and then I'll make a decision from there. Kung Fu Grip, what's up, buddy? How is your Wednesday evening treating you? Hope all is well with you. So, I mean, a lot of it could be down to availability as well. Like, if AMD has more supply, you know, that very well could have, you know, force a lot of people to switch. Because there's still no 3080s or anything available from NVIDIA's side. It's all still getting scooped up every day. Good here, got a question if you don't mind. Yeah, what's up, man? What you got for me? What does that say? Wind shear? Is that what that means? Wind shear off? You know how to operate the radio with your keyboard instead of using the mouse, like to input a frequency. I have never tried that before. And the reason why is because I like the immersion of looking around and actually physically toggling it. That's why I don't have anything bound to like turn the dials. I don't have any peripherals here to like do it off screen. I like doing that kind of stuff on screen. The only thing I do have is obviously like a throttle quadrant, and then a flap lever that doesn't work half the time because this Cytec quadrant is absolute trash. But I need to be able to control the throttles separately because I can't, you know, obviously look down at the throttles and outside at the same time. So that's, you know, the only reason why I do that. But I'm sure there's a way to bind it to do it. I just personally don't want to do it that way. I can't find any info. I want to set up a stream deck to streamline a few things. Oh, okay, so like, yes, I don't use a stream deck, but yeah, you can. I mean, that thing can. Those things can basically hotkey almost anything. There's a lot of macros you can set up. I don't know if those things play nice directly with the simulators. It may with this one, but I don't know how it works with like X-Plane or P3D. That's a really good question, though. I am not sure if the stream decks allow for that. I do know that there is a separate like radio stack that you can buy specifically for Flight Simulator that you can use. But I think it runs like $150 or something like that. MFS doesn't show any hotkeys for radio operations. Yeah, they are lacking in the hotkey. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out the camera views and stuff. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have it for the radios either. Like I said, your best bet is either your Stream Deck idea or getting the I think it's the Cytec radio panel. I know a lot of streamers use the radio panel. I prefer not to use it. And I do usually fly with ATC, but I don't trust the planes in Microsoft all the way to do it that way. So I don't fly with ATC quite yet on Microsoft, but if we're in X-Plane, then I try my best to get ATC each time. Alright, so the VNAV is doing its weird thing. But it is adhering to the restrictions, though. At least as it's displayed on here. As far as the chart's concerned, I don't know if there's any restrictions on here. Kung Fu Grip, appreciate that follow, buddy. And welcome aboard. Now my alerts are working. They weren't working earlier. Appreciate those follows, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's right, because these restrictions were on here, but they weren't showing up properly on this, and the FMC is not that great in this, so it wasn't letting me adjust it. But as long as it follows it on here, then it's something. I'm going to go and turn the landing lights on. Turn all that lovely stuff on. Yeah, Kung Fu, yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't give you a more direct answer, but like I said, if it were me and I wanted to do that, I would probably just invest in the radio stack. But I do agree there should be some sort of option to do it through your keyboard, if that's what you want to do. The only thing is that you have to be able to like turn a knob, so you'd have to like hotkey something to like either hold a key down to mimic that, or do like shift and then a key or some sort of combination like that. And these simulators aren't great for customization like that. They just aren't programmed very well for it, I should say. I don't know why my angle of attack is like that. Like so right now I'm nose up almost 10 degrees. I'm like nose up 9 degrees, and I'm holding this altitude. It's kind of strange. I mean, I'm at 240 knots. I guess I could go a little faster. It's not really going to do much to level me out. I shouldn't be pitched up like that, though. The plane should not be pitched up 9 degrees to maintain that altitude. It's so weird. It just makes it like harder to see out the windows, like for visual stuff. You know, have any good resources on learning how to use the FMC? Oh man, that's a good question. So there's a couple of streamers that you can check out that are IRL pilots. Black Box is, I believe, an IRL Airbus pilot. So if you're wanting to learn how to use an Airbus FMC, specifically the A320 family, I would look to him. And then for a 737 flight deck to sim, he's a YouTube streamer. He's an IRL 737 pilot. And he's a good resource for that as well. The way I learned is I basically just watched other streamers do it. And then, of course, I watch guys like that, like real-life pilots, kind of walk you through how to do it. I wouldn't recommend watching a Microsoft Flight Sim stream to learn, because these FMCs are missing a lot of features. I would try to find an X-Plane or P3D recording or stream or tutorial and do it that way. You can always go back and look at some of my VODs and then my YouTube channel as well. I'm not a pilot in real life, but I can use the FMCs pretty extensively. So I would recommend either trying to find one of those guys, one of the IRL pilots that stream, or you can just go back to anybody's VODs or YouTube channel and just watch their past streams, and you should be able to get a pretty good grip on it. Why is the trim wheel moving? It's a good question. Well, we're descending right now, but actually I just noticed that it's at 10 degrees right now. So that's why I was pitched up all crazy. Yeah, see, now it's just going to try to adjust. It's just going to go back to the way. That's weird. It really shouldn't be moving that much. Yeah, I'm not, but it's also, it shouldn't be that much, though. Because it keeps going up. Yeah, the trimming mechanics in this sim are kind of funky, man. But that explains why I was pitched up the way I was, because I was out of trim. Which Airbuses usually do it automatically. I usually don't have to input a lot of manual trim. Unless you're on takeoff or landing. Boeings are a little bit more finicky with that, but the Airbuses are pretty good about managing that themselves. Trust the process. Yeah, dude, I know, man. Makes absolutely no sense. If I disengage the autopilot and then manually trim down, it should work, but... See, right now, it's 12 degrees, dude. The stabilizer is at 12 degrees. It's MCAS all over again, man. It's like we're in a 737 MAX. Plane's trying to kill us. Dude, like, no. See, now I'm manually trimming right now. So I'm trying to manually trim down. Because you want it to be in that green area. But see, it automatically, it starts going again. So, like, my hands are off my... Because I have trim set to my joystick, and it's just trimming up on its own. For absolutely no reason. It makes no sense. It's runaway trim, man. What they call it, runaway trim. Alright, we're at 6,000 feet. We need to get down to 3,000. Because we shouldn't be pitched up this high. Because the problem is with the nose up this high, it's really hard for me to make out like landmarks or runways and airports. So I'm having to rely on my instruments a lot more, and it's also just not... It's just not proper. I shouldn't be pitched up this high to maintain an altitude. It should be like closer to like right here. So the flight model is clearly jacked up in this plane. Told a new guy I have no idea what the moving gears next to throttle mean. Yeah, this is trim wheel. So your trim is your horizontal stabilizer. Basically, you can adjust it to where it stays in a certain position. That way, you're not having to put as much input on your controls. Now, Airbus is fly-by-wire, so you don't have to do as much input because it's all on joystick, right? It's a side stick. Boeing's, it's a little bit more, you know, there's a lot more feedback with the plane because most of your older Boeings are not fly-by-wire. But basically, right now, I'm trimmed up 9 degrees, which is insane. It shouldn't be that high. So that means that the stabilizer is trimmed in a certain way to keep me nose up. That way, I don't have to make as much input on the joystick. It's supposed to be a mechanism to help pilots with workload, but this is kind of working against me. See, there's no reason for it to be adjusting right now. Like, there's no wind. I'm not experiencing wind shear. There's no updrafts. There's nothing like that, so I don't know why it's doing this. It's really annoying, actually. Because I think I was also out of trim on final approach last flight. And I think that's why I was having a hard time controlling the airplane. But basically, it moves on its own. Like, anytime it's being adjusted, you can either manually move it like this. But typically, on a Boeing, on your yoke, there's little switches on the yoke that adjust it for you. That way, you're not actually having to physically move your hand. I don't know why it's doing this though. Alright, so now we're descending, but it's still wanting to go nose up. I don't know, but I got to input my performance information here real quick. What's my iCal? EGPH. Alright, EGPH METAR right now, 29047. Actually, sorry, it's going to be in hectopascals. So 998. Temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. Kind of chilly. And the winds are 250 at 15. And we'll just go 200 feet on the decision height. It's going to be ILS after all. See, this approach speed doesn't make any sense to me. I wonder if I can adjust that. So this is all wrong. Those approach speeds, these speeds are 277 knots for slats retracted. Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's no way. I should need that. Alright, so I have the ILS beacons here. Making that turn now. I need to get slowed down a little bit. Let's go to 210 knots. Yeah, Space Gator, you got it, man. Hey, what's up, Corey? Welcome back, dude. Long time no see, dude. How's life treating you? There's that pitch up again. So I'm pitching up 10 degrees. There's no reason for that. Like, there's absolutely no reason for that. Because the problem is that, like, look at this. Look how ridiculous this looks. It's literally insane, guys. Literally insane. Okay, there's a localizer. Let's see if this actually works, because it says it picked it up. And then there's a glide slope. Okay, there's a runway right there. We got to get slowed down here. Let's go 160 for now. Let's start getting the plane configured here. Flaps, arm that, and we're going to go auto brakes low. Okay, real quick. I need to do something real quick. Sorry. I normally wouldn't recommend pausing it like this, especially on final, but I need to... make sure my reversers are going to work. Controls. This piece of shit. Okay. Reverse. Hold throttle, reverse thrust. Yep, so joystick button number 1, which is... Yep, so why doesn't that ever work? Hold it. Okay, I mean, it's clearly programmed, so I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Oh. Alright, let's get down to our final approach speed here. 2,500 checked. Flaps 2. Gear down. Looks like the trim's a little bit more reasonable. You want it to kind of stay in the green. Sorry, wrong view. Oh, frame rates, no! Flaps 3. Flaps full. Alright, gear down 3, green, auto brakes low. Flaps sets. Auto brakes set, lights checked. Calls. Yeah, see the pitch trim is still janky. That's why it's really hard for me to make out the runway. We'll keep it on the ILS here for the time being, though. I tell ya, we can't wait until PMG and everyone else come out their own version of jets for the sim. Yeah, you're telling me, dude. Trust me. I'm literally fighting this plane. Trying to get it to cooperate. That night lighting is really nice, though. Yeah, it's a struggle every night, man. Every single night. My airplane. SV checked. Oh, I'm so off-centered. Like, I had a precision approach on, and it has me off-center. That's a good shot of the moon, though. Alright, I want the flight directors off. I don't want any of this. Get it off. Just gonna eyeball this one. We're a little low. Yep, now we're high. Now we're way high. It's fine. Long landing incoming.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30.
Oh my god.
Retard 5.
Oh my god. No idea what that was. Still no reverse thrust. Alright, manual braking. Is that wind shear bug? Because I almost completely lost control of the airplane. Where's the taxiway? Oh, here it is. Just literally no taxiway lights. Standard fill landing. If you encounter the wind shear bug, you'd be upside down. Okay. I mean, how do you know I just didn't fight it off, man? Standard fill landing. I don't think I've had a better landing in this simulator yet in a jet, so there's that. Well, I'll just put it this way. Something hit me because I didn't tell the plane to go to the right like that. Went from 15 to 140. Okay, yeah, so that's like hurricane wind. So yeah, you would probably be upside down. Fair enough. Forgot to reset my altimeter. Those look like gates. I'm not familiar with this airport. So we're like right here. Yeah, so the terminal's like right here. Okay. Relix? Is that how you pronounce it? Relix. Appreciate the follow, buddy. Welcome aboard. I'm glad to have you. I just love how there's no taxiway sign or lights. Like, no lighting whatsoever. Dude, that's a badass looking jet. Tight turn. Those strobes need to be off. Why can't I turn my strobe lights off? There we go. Literally not moving. Alright, close enough. Stop blinding the other passengers. Nope. Park and brake. And engine's off. Alright, guys, we survived. Somehow. Somehow we survived. There goes somebody. One thing I really do enjoy is I love hearing the engine roar of other players flying by. So badass. Like, planes on takeoff rolls, man, are like my aphrodisiac. It's a really good shot, man. Plane taking off, that moon in the background. It's a really good shot. Alright, so we had some difficulties. The VNAV in this thing is absolutely terrible, but you know, it is what it is. I made some mistakes tonight, and that's on me, but it's not too bad. I had a good time. Scenery obviously is always really good in this. It's like I said, it's really nice being out in Europe, being able to fly around and stay, you know, get out of the US. A little night flying helps as well. But yeah, all in all, not too bad. Not too bad at all. The second landing there was terrible. We need a replay system. That's another thing they need to hurry up and add, is like a native replay system, basically like X-Planes. Just make life easier. And that way we can, you know, really see if it was a good landing or not. Just trying to see who is on right now. Alright, my daddy, man. Good night, dude. Have a good rest of your week and good weekend. Guys, that is going to do it for me as well this evening. We little short. It's about 2.5 hours. About 30-45 minutes, a little shorter, but the flights were a little bit shorter as well. So I'm going to try my best to be back in on X-Plane on Monday. So here's the thing, guys. Schedule next week is going to be kind of up in the air. So those of you guys from the States, as you know, next Wednesday is election night. So I'm debating on if I want to be on or not, just because it's kind of an important thing. So we'll see. Stay tuned on the Discord. I may move the stream to Thursday. The Wednesday stream next week to Thursday. We'll still for sure stream on Monday, and then I may move Wednesday to Thursday. Just so everybody can kind of have election night to kind of, you know, watch the drama as it unfolds, if you will. So I haven't made a final decision on that yet, but that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. So we may just do Monday, Thursday next week and just go with that. So we'll see. But I'm going to hand you guys over to Mr. John Fly, the leader of GSA. So everybody drop in, say hello to him for me. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their week. And be sure to join the Discord if you guys want to chat off stream or anything like that, or you have any just general questions about anything. I'll do my best to help. The link was just posted a second ago in the chat, so be sure to join that. I'll upload this video to YouTube here within the next couple of days. It'll be my first MFS video upload, since we had 2 successful flights, and I didn't have any game-breaking issues. We'll put it on YouTube. So, all right, everybody. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evenings. Stay safe out there. Have great weekends, and we'll see everybody back again on Monday.